ladies and gents, and welcome to War Thunder with Mags, and welcome to the Focke-Wulf 190A-8 over Berlin. Now, I know I've done a lot of 190A-8 videos recently, and I promise this will be the last one for a little while. The main reason I want to show this match is, well, it was a good match where I was slightly up-tiered, and if the title for the video didn't give it away, this was my Only the Stars Are Higher match. I have finally hit player level 100. Taken a little while, but finally got there. Now, as you can see, we're not far off takeoff. I'm still climbing away from the runway, and first targets have already been detected. LA-9's been detected in the background, and we've got a B-24 Liberator operating in the background as well as a B-17. Now, this let me know straight away that this is a mixed forces match. We got America and Russia up, and I was waiting for an F-8F to show up, and sure enough, almost on cue, one appears. Now, the LA-9's got altitude and it's far away. The bombers are on the other side of the map. The F-8 or the F-8F is what I need to deal with first. So I'm just climbing parallel to where it is, trying to get up into the soup so I'm harder to detect and get an angle on it. I'm always going to know where he is because he's been proxy detected by another fighter that's engaging him at the moment. Unfortunately, it looks like the 190 that is engaging him is having problems, so I'm going to have to go over there and try and rescue him. Just waiting for the initial drop. It looks like they're getting ready to dance down, and they pull back for altitude, so I decided to continue flying straight. I was about to peel over. Got a P-51 down on the deck as well. Was just checking numbers to work out exactly how many members of the enemy team that I currently have detected, and it looks like I've only seen about half of them. So, have to keep my back clear, have to keep my head on a swivel. F-8Fs have a very bad habit of appearing out of nowhere, and when they do and they get on your tail, you're in a lot of trouble. And they can dive just as well as the A-8 can. They're as fast as the A-8 and they're more manoeuvrable. So the F-8F's gone for the ground. I'm not going to dive in yet. I'm not in a good position. Now, this is the area where I think most players that are relatively new to realistic battles have issues. You know, you constantly hear the complaints, climb for 15 minutes and then get one shot. That 15 minutes isn't climb to the enemy. That 15 minutes, what you should be doing is climbing yourself into a position to take down an enemy. Now, as you can see, I'm directly vertically above the F-8 now. This is where I go into my dive. I know the F-8F's faster than me, so I want to come in on an extreme angle to give me enough airspeed that there's nothing he can do to get out of the way. And even if I miss my initial boom, I have enough speed to be able to loop back. And as you can see, I overshot him. He pulled in underneath me. I wasn't going to be able to bring it down. So I run for a small amount, take him into the vertical, loop around, and dive in for a second time. Now, he's heavily engaged with that 190. It's clear he knows I'm here from the way he dodged before, but he can't afford to let that 190 go. First hit in and damage. Go flaps. Now I've crippled him a little. His manoeuvrability shot, I can afford to bring it in for a little bit more of a close-in fight. Some controlled bursts. Second hit. And you see the ailerons fly off then, and in for the kill. So as I was saying, it's the thing that a lot of players that are new, they fly realistic like they're an arcade battle. You fly up to the enemy and then you engage them. That can't be what you do in realistic battle if you want to succeed. Your initial time, you know, sometimes even 15 minutes is too short to engage targets. There have been battles where I've been flying for 25 minutes just trying to get a position on a particular fighter before I make a strike. Get myself into just the right area to be able to get down and pull them apart and leave them in a situation where there's nothing that they can do to stop me. So with the initial fighter pulled in, I'm trying to select new ones. I've got two P-51s ahead of me. The one to the right looks like it's being engaged by two fighters already, and there's another 190 coming in for support. There is a P-51 above me, and that has me nervous. There's actually two above me. One's engaged and one's free, but I have to take this P-51 to the left. I don't have the altitude to engage the ones above me. And the one at low altitude is all over our 109, so I have to get there and save him. and just be aware of exactly where the one above me is at all times. So nosing down just to try and keep my airspeed up. P-51s are fast, so I need to close range on him quickly. And boom. Kill shot. Now go to engage the D5. Take a bit of a long range shot there. My convergence is only set for 400, so it was a bit of a shot in the dark, but it may have hit if he didn't manoeuvre. And then run with this D13 to try and chase him down. But as I said, be aware of what's coming up behind you at all times. At the moment I look clear. And I've just spotted the P-51 and it's closing in fast, so go evasive. Hard loop. Now he's going to clear his buddy's tail. If I bring it over hard enough, he won't chase me. Or if he does, he has no chance of rescuing his friend. Now the unfortunate part here is I had to give up all my altitude to do this, but putting it on the deck I have been able to get back up to 400 kilometers an hour to close back in, and the P-51 is also on the deck, so he can't dive to run anymore. So it comes down to which one of us had more energy at this point and which one's going to burn it. As you can see, I've upped my graphics a little bit from where I was last time. It hasn't interfered with my frame rates too much, I don't think. I still have some videos recorded in my old graphics levels, however, so I'm not entirely switched over yet. But the two P-51s are eliminated. Winging over past the airport. I never had a chance to catch the P-51s. This team was brilliant. This was one of those magic battles you get where nearly everybody on your team was a great pilot. There was no carrying involved. The whole team just pulled the enemy apart a piece at a time. No problems whatsoever. We're already down to a point where there's only one player fighter left, and none of us are very sure where he is at the moment or what he's in. Now it turns out, of course, that it was actually that LA-9 that was detected at the start of the match. It went for high altitude and never came down. It hit above a cloud bank and disappeared. Because he didn't get involved in the fight, he now has multiple 190s and 109s just swarming around hunting for him. So it's just a matter of finding him and eliminating him now. At this point his options were rather limited anyway. As I understand it, I haven't got the LA-9 at this time, but as I understand it, they're absolute rocket ships at sea level, but their performance degrades rapidly as they get up to higher altitudes. Well, the German fighters all operate well at altitude, so if he stays up there, we're all going to climb up to him, and he's going to have to fight us at lower performance against aircraft with higher performance at equal altitude, or he's going to come down to the deck and dive into the swarm in order to try and get a performance advantage over us. Either way, it's not good for him. It is now just a matter of time. At this point I was actually thinking about going and hitting some soft targets for a bit more XP, but there didn't seem to be any around. And I'm sort of loath to go dusting ground targets when there's still an enemy fighter in the area and I still have an ammunition load. That's another thing with the 190A-8. The ammunition loaded on it is great. I've taken out two fighters, I've bursted quite a bit, and I still have 457 rounds of cannon rounds on board, and 700 rounds of 50 caliber machine gun ammo. This thing has ammo to spare. So LA-9 is there, it's above. Now I'm not going to engage an LA-9 with an energy advantage, so I just peel off, run parallel, put me into a position where I'm close, but not so close as the LA-9 can quickly flick the guns around and eliminate me. At least not without giving me time to be able to manoeuvre out of the way. Our D13 engages and loops out. I bring it back around to have a look. See, they're going back for altitude, so peel off to the left again. Never directly engage a target that has an altitude advantage on you, you're just asking to die. D13 pulls in, takes shots again, and the LA9's taking it to the deck. So that works. Get into position. Now he's going to go down underneath me, so I have a good dive angle. There are times I really wish I could turn off the auto leveling function. The plane constantly trying to step over it. It really does ruin your inverted maneuvers. Maintaining dive speed. You see the LA9 at low altitudes is just a rocket. I'm only just gaining on it and it's already starting to pull away, but one of the other fighters pulls in, manages a kill shot. And of course it was the D13. It's about the only fighter that was on this team that had the ability to catch an LA9 at low altitude. And that was the match. So, I came in third place with 2 kills, and as you can see looking at the kill charts, there was only 3 players on this team that didn't really contribute something to the battle. This was just one of those teams you really wish you got more often. You know, if they didn't get an air kill, there were only 2 players that were effective in game that didn't get an air kill, or sorry, rather that 3, and they hit ground targets instead. Everybody did something, and I was expecting a big fanfare for finally hitting level 100, but that's all you get. The achievements in the top of the screen. Only the stars are higher, and 1 million credits in the bank. Thank you very much for coming. The match totaled out at 44,340 silver lions, 4,896 mod research points, and 10,769 aircraft research points. Not a bad match overall, and another one of my personal goals within the game completed. Now, of course, player level it's a stat that's only really good for getting a rough estimation of what the players you're facing or you may be around actually have unlocked or are capable of within the game. And I'd love to give you a breakdown of exactly how many air kills it took to achieve this and all those sort of figures, but if you look at my profile page here, which anybody can access, the numbers don't add up. I've got the last month ticked off, so this should be the global stats for my account on the bottom of my page, but as you can see, they're not. If you look at the random battles up top, I'm not sure the numbers are accurate up there either. It's comparing 3,000 air kills versus 9,000 air kills, 698 versus 657 in realistic. The numbers, nothing's matching up. I don't think it's recording deaths accurately either. I'm not so sure it's recording battles accurately either. That doesn't seem to be matching. The one set of numbers in here, however, that does work and is accurate is the time played in game. Now, rather than pulling the calculators out and do all that, I've done it for you. To get to level 100 from the day I started my account, achieving only the stars are higher, was approximately 606 hours and 22 minutes flight time in game. So anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed this battle. Click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more, fly smart, fly safe, and I'll catch you in the skies.